How you
I'm
doing?
doing good. I'm doing good. Is this it? Are we going?
Let's talk about my friend
Very
Pedro.
appropriate. So this is a game, isn't it?
It's one of them video games. It's a very violent one of them video games. But I liked it a lot. I've been hyped for this for years, and I was like, kind of to standard, yeah.
Did it
I'm
meet
good
your
with that.
expectations?
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Sure.
Sure, I'm good at this.
You know, it's hard when a game takes so long to come out to, I guess, meet those expectations. So I didn't have anything like any preconceived notions of what this was going to be because I hadn't played the demo at PAX or really even followed it. I just knew, I knew the name. It was very much like, oh, have you heard about my friend Pedro? That looks awesome. So yeah, I went into it thinking like, okay, I've heard this is cool. It looks pretty cool, and it was pretty cool. If I can say
It's
that,
pretty cool.
it's essentially a 2D Max Payne without the drugs. Good dose of humor and surrealism.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a Devolver game.
It is,
so-
yeah.
So one thing I would like to start off by addressing is that it's out on PC and it's out on Switch, and you played it on Switch.
Yes.
So how did you find playing it on Switch?
Most of the time it was really good. I thought it was a good handheld game generally, and it was only a couple times that the controls bothered me, but for the most part I thought it worked really well. And I played most of it on the plane back from New Zealand recently.
Very nice.
Yeah, probably finished it in 3 or 4 sittings, which, I think because it's such a short game, 4 or 5 hours, I'd recommend people don't rush through it, just kind of enjoy it.
Savor.
Yeah, especially because it is kind of the same thing over and over. Like, we can get into more of that later, but I think we want to kind of talk about platforms at this point. So, PC, was that different from how I've described it?
Well, the thing is, I played through the whole thing on PC with a controller.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of more along the lines of what you'd be experiencing with the Switch. And if you watch my Half Informed, I suck. But I'm way better in the video that I'm going to be putting on the back of this, which is me playing through the same section with mouse and keyboard. Because I found mouse and keyboard was way better.
Right.
I crushed every single personal best. I've been kind of going through it on the next highest difficulty, which is hard. And I found it interesting because I think a lot of what makes this game so fun is just being whiz bang, flippy dippy, slow mo, all this stuff at the same time, and just being like, I am John Wick, I'm super competent at shooting all the things. So honestly, it kind of went from this was pretty good, I have 1 or 2 issues to no, this is really exciting if you kind of get a handle on it.
Is it possible you're just good at it because you finished the game now?
I mean, I'm not gonna discount that possibility. I mean, I did play it at PAX, so I had a little bit of familiarity with the controls.
I was definitely a C+ student for 90% of the game, as far as the ends of the end of the levels. The lowest you can get, I think, is the C, and that's me all over.
C, B, or A.
Yeah.
And I think I got 1 A in my first run of the game, and having played through the first couple of sections, I've got quite a few A's. So it's it can, just be that edge that kind of helps you get more into the gameplay and more into because that's pretty much all the game is, if we're being honest. There's a bit of story.
It's not necessary.
Right. There's a nice, it's nice set dressing. They've got some really cool, weird levels.
Yeah.
But the majority of it is the gameplay loop. If you don't like the gameplay loop, you're not going to like the game. So that kind of affected my opinion of it quite a bit.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, definitely. I alluded to before, it being somewhat repetitive. It's kind of a one-trick pony as far as if you enjoy the shooting, which is really good. The combat is really good. If you enjoy that, you'll enjoy the game. But it does kind of go over and over through the same thing. It adds a small tweak each level, but it is kind of small. Like it adds like the ricochets, and then it adds like the skateboard in one level. But essentially, you're doing the same thing the whole time, and that's why I would recommend people kind of play it in smaller sittings.
Considering that my expectation was going to be like, if anything's going to let us down, it's going to be the repetitiveness, and you know, like me being kind of like anxious, like partway through, like, oh, this does seem a little bit repetitive. All things considered, I don't think they did a bad job of it. Like they did some cool stuff where like they introduced the dodge, and like later on you use that to like fly using like a propeller hat kind of thing. You know, it's like, that's like dumb stuff, and they only use it for like one level, but like it was enough to kind of keep it like a little bit fresh, because like it's already got a good chunk of stuff going for it. I wouldn't have minded if they like, you know, added like one or two more things, but like it didn't really, you know, depreciate my enjoyment of it too much over the course of, because I mean it's a short campaign anyway.
Yeah, I think it ended when it should. Like, I'm glad that they didn't try and drag it out to like 10 hours or something, just because to give people like some value or whatever. I think it was perfect the length it was, and you know,
short and sweet.
Yeah, and I think that's by having something like a gameplay mechanic like that, and just finding ways to add to it, and kind of, I guess, you know, every level has its theme. It kind of, there's no huge surprises, and it's just a fun game to play through, really. And it's the kind of game that you could imagine maybe in a year or so you'd be like, oh, I'm going to play that game again because it was really fun and it's short, and I know that I don't have to pay attention to the story. And I think that it's going to kind of have its place in gamers' libraries. It's the kind of game you won't want to delete off your Switch or whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's a very good kind of snacky game. Like it's just simple and it's fun, and you know, as long as you remember the controls, it's not too much.
And there was a moment when I was playing as well where it kind of was getting to me of how short and repetitive it was going to be, but then when I finished the game, I especially appreciated that it was made by essentially one person, so that is something that's worth noting too. Yeah,
there's a really good video on Devolver's channel of them like interviewing that guy and talking about, you know, like how it's just kind of been like a passion project of his, and yeah, it's awesome stuff. One other question that I did want to pose to you though is one of the things that I noticed kind of looking through a couple of reviews is like the main issue that some reviewers tend to have with this game is that it's not really replayable. Like, do you agree with that? Because I'm kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum, honestly.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. Like, I haven't replayed it, but I know that if I wanted to, there would be the pursuit of the A+ or the A grade for each level, that I didn't bother with that the first time. So maybe if you're the kind of person that played through and replayed a level to get a high grading, and then you finish the game, maybe there's nothing to go back to, but I think that that's what would be motivating me if I was to go back and play it again.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, I mean, the levels are short enough that it's not too extreme of an idea to be kind of going back and replaying to kind of up your score. And even as someone who's not necessarily like a leaderboard chaser, not that you can fucking chase the leaderboard in this game. God. Like, people are just like, I just got 20 million on this. I'm like, cool, I broke like 400,000. Like, that's crazy. But like, yeah, just kind of the kind of self-mastery of it, of, you know, just trying to get, you know, certain things like just right. You know,
yeah,
like
perfect run.
The barrel to knock the thing over and kill the guy. It's just, yeah, there's enough cool stuff to play with that, you know, inevitably when you go through like one run, you'll be like, oh, I wish I did this kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that there'd be people trying to play it without getting hit and that kind of thing, which is very possible given how easy they make it to like dodge bullets just by holding down one button.
Yeah. So, you enjoy this game? You recommend this game?
Yeah, very stylish. That's got a lot going for it in terms of its presentation. Like, it's fairly minimal, but does enough to feel cool. Like, there's so much weight to the character. Like, when you jump, it's like you're almost like you're in space, but on the moon or something. And that really adds to the sense of, like, you can jump and be in the air and like take out 5 guys before you land. It's a crazy.
I suppose
world.
the only thing that I can think of that might be a criticism is some of the time, like, some of the platforming felt a little like, there are a couple of times where I like landed on a thing, but I like landed on the edge, so it's like, no, you're just gonna rub your face up against the side of the wall as you glide down the bottomless shaft. I was like, and some of the platforming, like, if you miss something, it's just like, oh, your combo's just over now. Deal with that.
Yeah.
But nothing like really too heartbreaking. Just, yeah.
I thought the humor was interesting. Like, it's kind of going for that guacamole kind of like breaking the fourth wall kind of style of humor, like memes, internet references, and that kind of thing. Which sometimes is a little bit lame, cheesy, but I guess it's kind of in style with the whole like talking banana. So it makes sense.
Yeah. Bananas don't have great senses of humor.
Exactly. Yes. Correct. Not the ones that I've ever met.
Nah. Usually not. God, it goes so weird. apparently, like, the reason that they went with a banana is because it's easier to animate than a lawnmower.
Well, that makes sense.
Okay. Makes sense. Alright. Cool. So go play this video game.
Play it on the Switch. Play it on the PC.
Play it on the PC. PC Master Race. Signing off. But anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like and comment and subscribe, and also support us on Patreon so we can get Comedy Rewind going.
It's gonna happen one day. It's gonna be
eventually.
Glorious.
Yeah.
We'll get there dollar by dollar.
Even if we have to, like, just huddle in some corner in packs and just like all gather around the screen and
empty your pockets.
Adam Sandler or whatever. I miss Adam Sandler.
He's on Netflix right now. You can go watch him.
I know, but it's not Happy Gilmore. I kind of want to watch it, but I'm also like, it's probably going to be crap.
Can I guess that we're done with the review, but I can go on a side tangent here. I was getting ready to go out. Yeah, I was getting ready to go out, and I thought, I'm just going to throw on this new Adam Sandler movie, the Murder Mystery. Because it's something I don't have to pay attention to. And
this can be like a double feature co-review. Okay.
So I threw it on, and lo and behold, I enjoyed it enough that I finished it after I left the house and came back, because I wanted to see how it ended. So it's not as terrible as you would assume, is all I'm going to say.
Have you seen Pixels, though?
I have not seen Pixels.
Okay.
No.
Have you seen Grown Ups 2?
I have not seen Grown Ups 2. Grown Ups 1 was enough for me to be officially out on paying for Adam Sandler movies. 8-bit.
Yeah, 8-bit.
Keep it locked.
Signing. Bye.
Bye.
Something.